listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
Let's continue. Let's continue from this one, right? We are discussing this contract yesterday and we were discussing the contract terms, right? I think definition limits are even pricing terms. We need to start right. A pricing terms is basically this consists of your line items. Here you cannot define the actual line items that you're going to buy from the supplier. Like till that you have seen it, the line items that you are selecting and all those things are there in the documentation only, like the master agreement. When you prepare that document, you will be writing there somewhere, right, that these materials needs to be, you will be buying it. But in a system where you are maintaining that generally taken care in the downstream part and here in this pricing term section. Here you will be adding the line items here like add items. And here you have two options generally in when you create a P or when we create the PR also I'm going to explain or like I'm also going to explain here that when you create a line item in Ariba. Generally there are two types of PR or you can say like line item that you can. One is a catalog item. Another is a non-catalog item. Catalog items are the one which are already being configured or are set and non-catalog is like this way. If you click on this, you can see this, add a non-catalog item. In a non-catalog item and a catalog item, for example, if I select here a catalog, let me select something on a catalog basis. When you see the catalog item, you can see this. This catalog item consists of a catalog item is basically having all the information being set up already. Your price is already there. Your description, supplier number, part ID item, everything is there already. That is a catalog item. Whereas if you have it, this is a non-catalog. If you click on this non-catalog item, you need to select on this one. And here you need to enter all the details in here. For adding catalog items, how the catalog is integrated, there should be some. Basically, when you create a catalog, what you need to do is when you need to have a user catalog item, like there is a separate section that is catalogs, right? In that one, you need to maintain the data in the Ariba system. You need to maintain the data in the Ariba system. That's how it works in there. Just covered later on in this. Here, I think in the catalog, you can see this will be covering up this catalog management. Save files, punch out normal, how you maintain. These things will be covering up in here. This is how you generally like perform this catalog part in this one. In this case, what you want to do is you will be providing here like you will be entering all the informations here like a full description in here. And let me put it this way, like a full description is a test item, something like that. You can mention any description. You need to select the commodity code in here. Like this is a building, construction, housekeeping and all. Anything you can select that which commodity that item you are buying is belongs to. That way you can select this. For example, I'm going to select this building construction unit of measurement. You can also select this like whichever. The limit is there. And based on that, you can select this one and then you can define the price. What is the price you have set? For example, like you have set like 50 euro is the price for this thing. And then you have to define the supplier part. Any number. What is 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, a specific number. If it is there, then you click. This creates your line item in the system. There are other options are also there. Those things I'm going to explain a little later. Before that I'm going to do is I'm going to click. Item number itself is not entered. That is generated by system. Item number like C when you add I test item and item 1 like ID coming 1. Here is this non-catalog item is nothing, but mainly it is used for a text item or something non-standard or services. Anything. You can have anything in here. And then you have this one. If you want, like I'm going to add catalog item also, let me add catalog also. Let me show you that if you add a catalog item, if you click on the computer registries and you again add item in here. Once you do this, like you can see these other informations are coming in here for you. And once it is done, you can simply click done in here. You can see the second item, docking station for most people. This way you added, the sequence will automatically come in here. This is how it works in this case. Then, once you do that, this is another aspect of the line item that you must have heard of or seen. These things that you went to the malls and alright. You've seen some pricing discount and alright. That thing is always like what I can say like you will find some like offer this one like they write. If you buy more items, they will give you one free. If you buy more than 10,000 of value of item, then you will be like a given 5% of discount, 10% like that. That's it, right? Those things. Those things is generally happens. Like you can set up this here in the system for each line item. That is always from each. For example here, I'm going to go here, edit. That discount you will be setting up in here. Under this discount section, this is a discounting section. I'm going to explain this before that. There's one more thing. This is if you heard of MenQ minimum order quantity or maximum order quantity. The thing you can set up in here. Here you can see the limit, the minimum and maximum amount that can be spent. Quantity that can be ordered for this item. In a one go, like if you are creating a purchase order. If you are creating a purchase order, I'm going to get this one. And you want to consume this contract and you want to order one line item, then how you will be able to order and how much you will be able to order in a one line item. Here, you can see this in each order. You cannot create like if you set up here, minimum quantity is 5. What will happen is whenever you're trying to create a purchase order for this line item, you need to select minimum 5 quantity to order. You cannot create an order for one quantity, 2 or 3 or 4. You need to have minimum 5. This is how you will be able to perform all those things in this one. Basically like this is a minimum and then you have a maximum quantity. Same way you can set up the maximum quantity also. This is how we can set up this one. Here you also see this limit. You can set up by quantity as well as amount. Some material might be possibilities there, like not everything you will be buying as a quantity, right? Services are generally with the amount based, right? In that case, you can also set up this thing based on the amount also. And receiving required. That is it about GR? Absolutely. Absolutely. If you want to have the receiving required as yes, you need to select as yes. If you do not want GR, you can select as no. But generally, like we do the GR. Without that, how are you able to know that whether the metal has been received in the system or not? And the invoicing is linked, may be linked. This is how you perform all those aspects of the system. This is regarding the limitation on normal. I'm going to keep it for 1. Like otherwise, maybe by mistake we use it. Minimum we need to set up that. Now, this is the discounting part. Discounting part is like, you can select this one, the discount prices. Directly, like you can provide some discounted price. Direct forward. Whenever you buy this material, there will be a discounted price. Or you can provide a discount percentage. Every time you buy this material, you get direct 5% discount, 10% discount. Right? You see, whenever you go on a shop, they say everything has 50% discount or 10% discount. Those things like straightforward. You can set up here the price or the discount. Then comes this tiered pricing and term-based pricing. For an interview perspective, this is important because generally people ask this question. What is the difference between a tiered pricing and term-based pricing? Or what is a tiered pricing? Or what is a term-based pricing? They generally ask this very frequently. If you are doing for where you need to work on the contact manager, they will definitely ask this question. In this one, the first is tiered pricing. Let's define the tiers in here. In this one, tiers. If you see this, there are some other things. First is the type. These are the 4 types. Then you have this scope, which is cumulative and per order. Then you have this minimum amount section in here. And then you have a percentage section in here. Right. Now, if you see this, this is how you provide the discount. For example, you say a company is there who say if you are ordering order of minimum 5,000, minimum 1,000 will give you a discount of 2%. It will automatically, like it's a percentage only, the value you put, it will be a percentage only. And then this you also set up you can set multiple this one, right? 12%. You can say like if you give 7,000, minimum amount of your order is 5%. Then 10. Or maybe I put one more entry. 15,000. Right? 5. Then you have 7. Then you have 10. This is how you can set up the discount. In this case, if you see this, for example, if you are ordering a 5,000 order, the value of the order is 5,000, you will get a discount of 2%. This is something scaling. Actually, it's called a scaling, isn't it? Price scale. Price scaling. We call it like a tiered pricing, where you have a menu and you can set up in a different manner. If you see this, you can set up. This is like amount and percentage. You can set up this also based on the amount, based on volume discount. In volume discount, amount based on volume discount. And then you can also set like quantity based pricing. quantity based, like if you buy some quantity, then the value of the amount will be less. Like this will be the amount. If you buy this much of quantity, then this will be the amount. Like that way you can set up the quantity and the amount also. Quantity and amount. That is called as volume pricing. And then you have again quantity and based on the amount. You have previously amount and here's the quantity based percentage discount also. If you are buying like 3 quantity, it will be this much. If you're buying 5 quantity, this will be different. If you're buying 10 quantity, some 10 quantity, it will be this much. If you're buying 15 quantity, this will be this much. There are multiple ways that you can do the discounting on this person. As for your requirement, like a lot of option has been given based on the criteria that you are using and you want to use it. Based on that, you can use this. And cumulative. Per order means per order. If you select, it will be per order applicable. Otherwise, cumulative means all orders against that contractor, right? Any order, absolutely. For example, if you in a per order, like if you are ordering 3 quantity will always give you 2% discount. But when you select here the cumulative, the scope will change. Like if your first order is 3 and you are again sending a second order of 3, then the discount will be applicable is 6. This one buys another 2 cents. For example, you have done a first order of 3 quantity. You got the discount of 2%. Now you are sending again the order, a one more order after 15 days or 3 quantity. In that case, the discount will be applicable is this one. Because cumulative means like it. Same way, if you are doing third or fourth or fifth order, then 3, 5 or 15, this will. Like you are giving again 3 quantity order, but now it's a fifth order which you are sending to the supplier. In that case, it will be this 10% discount will be given to you. That is cumulative. This is at item level, isn't it? Item level. This is for one line item. We are doing it only for one line item. You can see this if I click. We are doing it just especially for this line item. Docking station, the one that we have bought, right? This is the docking station. As I said, see this discounting. This discount pricing works individually. This is how you can see in the tiered pricing. We have set up here in the tiered pricing. After this, see, let me put it none in here for now. And now after this, you can see this defined terms. This is a term-based pricing. Defined term. Terms is nothing, but basically, here you will be able to put the timing. Here you can see this term-based discount and the tiered-based discount. So, term-based discount and term-based pricing. In this one, you are getting the start date. Basically, what you're going to do is here you need to put the start date and based on that, you need to put the percentage. For example, like you have seen right. On a Diwali, there is a sale. You get 10% discount on all. From 31st New Year or something like that, then you will get 20% discount. Like any festival or something. This way, this is how you can define it. You can start it. After Diwali, there will be that discount. You can set up this thing in here. This is term based. There's an advanced term based also there, which what it does is, let me go scroll it down in here. Define advanced terms. If you click on this advanced term, you have both the options, like start and end. You can define both the things, like when it's going to start and when it's going to end, and what will be the discount. Without advance, it is the end date is not defined. End date is not defined. Like it will keep on going till the time you will not change it in the defined terms. If you see this advanced, you have started and ended. But here you do not have an end date. In this case, it will not be like. It will keep on going till the time you will not stop or you will not change anything in here. It will keep on going. The same discount will be applicable on all the products. All the products with again line item level, this line item basically. So only for this line item basically for which we are configuring. And here quantity is not relevant here. Simply period. You buy 1 or 10. It's the same thing. It is like you are just setting up the discount on an item, completely item, like starting this. That if you buy this item from this date onwards, you will get 5% discount. Whether it's you are buying 1 quantity, 2 quantity 5, that is no matter in here. The discount will be on that item for this one. And term-based pricing. If you select, you'll have to put instead of percentage discount. Pricing. You need to price. Like after. You can say like if you buy after this date, the price of this item will be this much. You can set up the price. That way you can also do the pricing. These are the things that you can set up from at this perspective. And here we're in the tiered pricing. Any one is applicable, is it, or not combination? Combination will not make sense, but just a question. I mean technical. Which one? Which one? This counts when you are setting up. Either now it is none. Any of one you can select, isn't it? It's not multiple. You can't select. Obviously. See if you are selecting this one, but you are already providing some direct discount. It will not make sense. Then it will not work, right? Only one thing can be applicable. You cannot. This is how you will be able to set up all these things. And what is the pricing limits? Last one. A pricing limits is basically like it's further on this one. Like if I show you here. Like these are maximum and minimum price. If you see this value based, you have seen it right. For a particular period of time. There are some items are there in the company or some things are there. If you have seen it, that they define. Like if you buy business in the market, there could be a minimum price and there could be maximum price for the same item. That thing you can define for the time period. Like this is a minimum price and this is a maximum price. Like you see that some items are there. If they are less in the stock, the company can increase the price. Or if it is in the more in the stock, they can keep it. The price is very low. Like they will say like you see like you have buy the t-shirt sometimes. If you see like there's a on the in the shopping center, there are one bunch is there of the t-shirt. They're like old stock was there and they put like the t-shirts are from like Tantum 16.8 to like dot thousand. Minimum price is like from door 6.9 and it could go for like 9, 9, something like that. That is how it works. These are the things that you can set up in here based on these things. You can try. There are other options. There are a lot of options are also there. Value based and this one. I think value based and scale factor based. We do not use this in this one. Like you need to scale the factor basically in that one. Like the percentage will increase if you put it, nobody uses it. Frankly speaking, I haven't even used this till date also because that much complicated. We never use it. We only either we maximum go for the value based this way. You can try, you can. You have the access, you can try. And if you have any doubts, let me know. I will try to explain on that. These are the things that from a discount perspective, if you want to use it sometime, somewhere, you can use this way. You can just like practice on this one. And from an interview perspective, please remember at least this one. Because from an interview perspective, people judge that if you have seen these things and all, they are. There is a perception comes like the person knows a little deep from the contact perspective. At least from a theoretical perspective, you need to be clear. What is a tiered pricing? What is a term-based pricing? This is all about this one. Rest is the accounting details. These things will be from, you can say, from the downstream perspective. I am going to explain from where these things are coming and clicking. We have set up only for. If you want to set up the same discount for this line item, you need to edit this one also. You can again see. It will again come for this also. Similar manner. Whether it's a catalog or catalog, you need to define all those things in here and this quantity and everything. You need to again define all those things. These things are there that you need to manage and you need to. Based on the requirement, if user asks and company asks, then you need to perform. Then comes the milestone. After this is a milestone. Milestone is basically nothing but if you click on this, add it. Milestone is basically like use in the case where you are doing some, which is like happening in a interval kind of interval. Or like if I take an example, like maybe you can say like construction of a building. In this, what will happen is you will make the title like construction of a building, floors. In this one description, you will provide commodity money group, month. The amount will be defined in here, will be the one that you're gonna release him in. If you have set up a benchmark, benchmarking is like what happens is the 20-floor building, you are getting construction. You create milestone line items like first line item. If you complete the flooring, like the lender, the one, this one, 7th floor, will release you the payment, some permit. Like basically, you need to define that payment in here and you need to put that completion due date. And you can mention in completion of the 7th floor, you will release this one. That will become a milestone, like order that to in one floor. Once you complete a 7th floor or flooring and like lintel and all those things, it's a milestone. You achieve something. On that achievement, you want to release this much of amount to the supply. And here is a completion due date that you need to define. This is the one. And you can see this via person needs to verify whether really that work has been done and or not. And is the material has been received or not. in whatever the condition you are using it. Based on that, someone needs to verify it, and based on that, you need to check like the completion due date, which has been given by the supplier, and what is the amount that needs to be released. This has become some milestone. It's not mandatory, as I said, right? Like all things are. This discount, the one that we discussed, this milestone pricing, it's not mandatory to always use. It's all situation based. If you get a chance, you can use that way also. Then comes the access control. In this access control, if you see this, here it is like you are providing the list of the people who will be receiving the notification based on the amount available limits. This is how you will be receiving the notification list. Then you have payment terms. You have to define and then different people and all. I didn't get you. Users who will receive notification based on amount available. Here you define the list of people and limit against them. Limit is already there. Limit is already there. You need to just assign the name of the people, like here as user 56. But you can search more and add the name of the people. Limits are we defined. In the limits section, limits we have already defined here. You can see this. We have defined here, study right, limits here. These are the limits. Once we consume this, let it get it published. Then you will understand. Like once you are putting these limits in here, right? Once you are putting this limit, these limits are going to consume. What is the available amount there in this contract? That information will go to the people who will be added in this list. That will reflect. You will get to see when I'm going to publish this contract. Then you can see that. Then you can see the payment terms. You can change the payment terms like this is coming by default something. And if you want to change some payment terms, you can simply click on it. Whatever the payment terms is available in the system, you can choose any one of them. Like these are the payment terms already being selected. I'm going to select anything in here. Now, discount, net 30 like that. This is the payment term that is. Then you have the appendix. Appendix is nothing but like you can add some. What you can say, like you can have some documentation related to this project and or contract. You can maintain in here, keep it in here, all those things. You can keep it in here. Then comes the summary. In summary, you can see the summary, pricing terms and milestone. Summary. It will give you all the basic information that you have already set up here. These are all information, commitment, maximum mid, approval list, and all those information comes in here. The pricing terms and pricing terms gives you about the pricing items that you have. Milestone. If you created any milestone item, that will reflect in. I am going to save this. Now we need to publish it. Once I publish this C, or you will be see a contract. Once I click on this, publish, you can see this publish. Approval flow came in here, right? If you click on this approval flow, procurement agent, like in this group, I am also there. I can approve this contract. Once this get approved, CRT14. There is one more. C38 will create. First, let me submit this. I am going to submit it. You are approving, basically. Submit contract. We are the contract request. We are approving the contract request. You can see this C. If I click on this contract workspace, and if you go, you can see it's activating. I need to approve this once I click on it. What I do is, I'm going to do it. Contact workspace of employee addresses. I go in. Now, where is my to? Where is my? Approve one. Here you are coming, like view all. If you can see this, under this to do, you can also select view all. And here I am coming, approve one. Something is there in that one. Let's see what is there in the approval. 40. This is one that needs to be approved by me. It's under my approval. I'm going to approve from here. Approve. Now it's not approved. Let me go back to the contract section of ours. Space stresses. Activation approved. Now you can see this. If I click on this CLR, these are all linked. Contract, works, contract, with, and contract. Or these are linked. And you can see this. The C4A is the contract. Now here, you can come down here. Based on this, you can see this information. Is that information? CC34. I need to click on the contract. There's still the request. Now in the contract, you will be able to see this is the information. Received available amount available currently. This is the amount available for receiving. Received amount 0. Received amount 0. We have not received anything. Received amount percentage left. 100% reconciled available amount, reconciled amount percentage left. And this is how you will be able to see the information. As soon as you're going to create a purple and you want to consume, you have consumed this contract immediately. You will be able to see this here. Everything will get updated in here. This is received. Is in terms of the services or goods, what we have defined, whatever received or not. Yes, they seem like. Generally, like in a supply chain process, what happens is if you are either releasing a contract, you are releasing a PO, you need to send this purpose or contact to the supplier after a particular period of time. Supplier deliver you that once he delivers. As you can see, this like company is a very big organization, right? Maybe one person is supplying, creating the order. He's sitting in some centralized location, maybe in us, and he's ordering something for the plant, which is located somewhere in maybe in Canada region. In that case, the person who created the PO supplier and all those, he's not aware of whether the metal is there or not. That is a come. Here in the picture is Gua, who's received. Whoever receives the goods in the company, they need to post a Gua in the system. That way, everyone can see whether this metal has been received or not, and if it is received, who has received, on which date is received. Every information get received in that information. This is how the Gua comes. This is received. Amount is nothing, but it's the same. You have ordered something. For example, you have created this one employee dresses. You have requested like 10,000 employee dresses because we have a 10,000 employees. Please provide them. Now supplier has delivered first 500. He hasn't delivered all the 10,000 in a one go. He sent first 500. How you will be know whether this is in the system? That is being came. This is how you need came by posting the GOR, and the received amount will automatically change in here. And that good posting process we will see in the downstream when we go. Yes, here you can see this. As we are also discussing this downstream, only receive those options. You can receive and you can invoice also. This is the same thing that we do here in the downstream. Here you can see this papu, gar and invoice. It's a downstream process, as I said, right? See this part, contact terms, contract, these things are from downstream perspective. That's why you are able to see all these informations, right? Because we are working on a downstream side. No problem, I'm gonna explain these things when we are discussing the downstream as a top of this. Now let's start the spend visibility reporting. Now coming back here in this system, when we talk about the reporting is like nothing, but it's a simple aspect. It just need that. You have created the pivot layouts, pivot tables in the Excel, right? The same thing is little bit kind of being modified or being designed in a little bit more structured manner by Ariba and kept it and designed inside the Ariba system. Reporting is by default there. If you have the access of reporting manager, reporting user, you can create the reports. What happens is whenever you see the report, here you go, managing this one. You will see this public reports folder. This is kind of a folder. There's a public report folder. There is a personal box. This folder, these are kind of, you can say, folders, public reports, and the personal workspace. Apart from this one, you have a pre-packaged reports. The pre-packaged reports are nothing, but let me open it here. You can see this public report, pre-packaged report, personal box. These three things are important. Reporting search filter is like you want to search the reports in that one. And the first one is enrichment. Change requires more information. Is that like you need to have or take some help from the Ariba perspective as of now, and they add some more fields for the enrichment process. But we will cover these things, three topics like public reports, pre-packaged, and personal workspace. In this one, if you see this pre-packaged reports, if I click on this pre-packaged report, you will see that by default, Ariba provides lot of reports. These are all reports folders. Write reports are within them, and you can see the owner Ariba system. Whenever you buy Ariba system, these reports will always be there by default every time. Like you see, right, some of the things come by default by some. If you buy a mobile laptop, same, and if you open any of these reports, for example, contract reports, if I open it, you can see this. These are the reports: contract days left, contract amount left, invoice level amount left, amount left. All these things are there by which you can run a report. This way you have a lot of these reports are known as analytical report. There are another report that is a compound report. Compound report is nothing, but it's a mix of multiple analytical reports. And they are when we run this report. Just an example, if you run one report, does it? It might be representing a data counts. Sure, let me show you. Let's see like contract amount by amount left. Let me click on it, open it. It will give you an idea like how it looks. Here you have the option when you want to run a report. First of all, it comes like the date range, how much data or what period of the data you want to fetch in this report. You want to run a report for 2 years or just for 2 quarters or 2 months or 1 month. You can change all those things, right? Even you have the option like fixed date range. You want to run a report for a particular date, like you just want to fetch the data for a particular period of time. You can set that also. For example, let's run a report having the data of 2 quarters. Let me click on View Report. You see this? This is the report. It is coming in here for you. This is amount left percentage. This is showing in the percentage like 90 to 95%, 95 to 100%, 100 and over. This kind of a filter. This contract has an amount left which is more than 90 to 95%. These two also there might be. It might be showing somewhere. If like you can change it and you can show here it is the amount ordered and maximum commitment. For example, this is C213 or C236. This is 62222, 622, 2 effective. Let me put the effective date in here. It will automatically filter. You can also filter the effective date and just click on it date. It is not working. On top it says applied filters already. There are multiple filters. You can put the multiple. I'm just trying to put it this at the lowest level, or I'll just try to put expiration date. I'm just trying to put something recent. I'm just trying to see if something recent contract will reflect in here. That way, I think we can show you something. What was our content that we created 338? I think 3348, right? But that is like, this is the date, like it's coming here 35. The date is coming actually to 35, 2 quarters, like most recent 2 quarters. It's not coming. Let me edit this and change the date here. Let me put the date. If I go here fixed date range, this is for today is 35. It might be because today it's not enough. Sometimes it takes some time also to reflect the data. I think 2 hours is the data reflection time. If you created something now, it will take 2 hours to reflect, sometimes in the report. But let's see done that we now, I've put it 6. Since we are already in the file, 338 is coming. 48 is not coming. I think we have just created recently might not reflect in here. It is because the SEO contract got created today itself is 31,500. Is it because of that? And we have 36 range. You have given date you have given is 35 or what you thought first. I given future date like to 36. It we have just created right. It only takes, like, as I said, right, for reporting, it takes 2 hours. If you have created something in the data it creates, it requires 2 hours to reflect in the report. That's why you are not able to see it. Otherwise, if you just keep the same like 2 quota, this way you can see done and you can see the data in here. This is how you can see this. This is the contract. This is the parent contract, if there are any status contract. Effective date, expired date, expiration date, and this is the amount. This is 236. Amount ordered 10,000. Till date, we have ordered 10,000. Whatever the maximum commitment, it has one leg. This way, you can run a report, you can extract this, and you can run this report and extract it as an Excel also. Simply click in here actions and you can export the data. Once it is get exported here, you will see the Excel file will come in here at the down. This is your file. You can open this file, you can edit further, and you can present in front of anyone. Like you can change something, draw. These things are when you download. It is by default, comes from the Ariba side. You can delete these things if you want. You can delete these off up the upper ones and then change these things like common aid is coming on the supplier contract, maximum on neon. These things comes in here. You can see the filter. What has been applied is also mentioned in here. This is the filter. You applied effective date from this date to this date. These things you can set up in here and then this data. You can make it and you can present in front of the client. Where that export button was on right hand side top. Let me show you one more time. And done here. It's also export here, export data. Both the things are. You can see like a lot of things are there. You can save changes, display option, export data, all those things. And also one more thing, if you see, like sometimes when you create a report, it will look like this. This way, it doesn't like it means. Basically what happens is, if you see this data, it is like there are two views. If you show this aggregated view and detail, always click on the detail view to see this data. Otherwise it will. Generally comes by default as aggregated view, aggregated. You look like this. You will not be able to see things in here because it's just showing the total amount, whereas you need to see the detail, where if you click on the detailed view, it will show like this. This is the difference in here. This is how you can like run the report and you can see this now. If you see this here, if you see this, what happens is now coming here in this one. Let me discard this report. First off, you have another thing. You have another thing that if you have saved this report and you can keep the report somewhere, either in your personal workspace or in a public report folder, now you are saving this report, right? You have put it like here. I'll put your name nail here. Current project is there, right? Current project like where you want to save this. You want to save it in your personal folder. That is a personal workspace or you got. What is the difference? You got. Personal workspace is a folder which is like personal folder. It acts as live person. If you are saving this report in your personal workspace, only you will be able to see this report. You will be able to run this report. Whereas if you are keeping this report in the public reports folder, that means everyone in the company will be able to. Who has the access of reporting can work on, it can see this report. That is a public folder. For example, if I'm gonna save it in your personal workspace, save it here in the personal workspace. Click on the save here. You can see this. Now you go Manage Personal Workspace. You click on this Personal Workspace in here. Here you can see this contact by amount left me. It is coming under the Personal Workspace. These are all the reports I have created and saved in the Personal. You can see the owner is my all my me because I have saved all this in my person. By default, when you copy, you see that like this was the report which was by in the pre-packaged report. Now it is came here and you are the owner of it, right? This is how this works. Basically, this works in a manner that whenever you are copying this report from the pre-packaged report, when you copy, like origin report will still be there. It is there. It's like the pre-packaged report. You just created a copy of that. You created a copy and you saved it in your personal workspace folder with some quick selection criteria, whatever. Yes, 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 yes. This is how you will be able to change the owner of that report. Previously, the report owner was Ariba system. Now you have set it in your personal workspace. You have kept the report owner as like by default who created the copy, and all that person becomes the owner of that. This is how you have done it in this one, in this case. Now here, if I show you one more thing in here, this is the first workpiece, and now if I go here, you click on the manage and go to the public report. Where is the public report folder? If it's not visible here, then we need to go into the more. Here if I go here, public reports folder, you can see this. There are other reports are already there and in the public report folder. If you see the owner, they are mixed owners. 54, 56. John Guardian and other people are there, also 57. Whoever, everyone can save the reports in the public report folder. What is the difference? Like what? What is the use of it? It happens that, like if you are working on a project where you will be the key person who knows about the reporting and everything right, company may ask you that can you please this kind of a report and make it available in the public report folder that every key person can use that. That is the logic behind the public report folder. Like you can create a report, you can configure the report as per your requirement, like as per the demand requested. And then you can save that report and keep it in the public reports folder. And by which, like the public report folder, the people who have the access of reporting, they can run the report. And basically, when you configure the report for your requirement and save it like this configuration is not. At the most is going to be just some fixed selection criteria and some filters. It's filters, isn't it? And output structure is going to remain the same, that you can't change the report structure, underlying structure. That you cannot change, isn't it? That comes as a standard. Ultimately, configure report is nothing but all this selection criteria in your usual what you call filters in the no worries here. Here let's start that one. Create option analytical report. Once we create, this is the analytical report. We have the reports I have shown. You is the same. This is your basic architecture of reporting. This is the name report and it will untitled analytical report untitled. You can give any name, like for example, sourcing events or like event report, something, anything event report or something like that. You can put it event report for me, like that we can tackle. Then you can provide any description if you want to. You have the reporting currency that you want to run the report. You can run the report in multiple currency also. That is also there. And there comes the important part, this data sources. The first section, you can see this. There are three sections. One is a source data pivot layout and the refined data. You already simply defining the time field, the data that you want to fetch. This pivot layout and the source data. First is the source data. Source data is the important part. This is how you can see this. This is all. This is the pivot layout which will become more active in the next section. When we go for the pivot layout, this one, and here you can see the options are a page field, column field, report field, data detail field. All these things are here, right? If you put something in the page field, it will become act as more as a filter. I'm gonna show you. First understand this. Data source. What is the data source? The main fact. If you click on this eye icon, this is like you can read this one. Basically the main data source for the report. The main fact is the important factor. It's a driving factor of your report. You can have it like this way. What type of report? Very first thing is will be coming in your while like what type of report you want to create. Here as we are going for event report. In this case, what we need to go here, I need to search here, scroll it down, and I need to see events. Here you will see like a lot of things are there on which you can run a report. Contract workspace procurement is there. Advance payment, history contracts related all these things. You can create a report on this. Approvals receipts, catalog, budgets, collaborations, contract, no release, contract release. All those things are there for you to run the report. This is all the options which are available in the system on which you can run a report. Particular report for example, we go for a sourcing project in here. Main fact is sourcing project. Now the second and the third fact will be dependent on this one. If there is a linkage, then only it will reflect here. If I click on the sourcing project, you see this. You are able to see particular, specific second facts only because only these things are linked with this. Anyway, if you select something different, for example, you select a contract, only the things which are linked with this contract will reflect here. You can see this very few. This is the main fact, is the important fact, and based on that, you need to select what you are selecting. For example, I'm going to put sourcing project in here, and in the second here event, I'm going to event label something. This way, you will be selecting the information here for which you want to run a project, a solid runner report. Now, once you select this main fact in here and second fact or third fact, first main fact is only mandatory, second fact and the third facts are not mandatory. And once you do that, you need to have it available. Majors here. You need to select minimum one field from here and it will directly get added here in the data by default. Here, for example, I'm going to select baseline spend, head to the report. It will be coming here in the data field minimum one. You can select maximum but minimum one. All the other aspects are also there. All the other fields are also there. But you need to buy like. You need to add minimum one. That is all up to you. If you want to add anything else also. Once you've done this way, next you move to the next. That is pivot layout. Simply click on this next. This is your pivot layout. Now it's editable. If you want to move any fields here and there, drag and drop works. In this case, for example, owner, you want to put the owner here. You can simply clicking here and put here owner. Owner will come in the second place. Drag and drop works in here. Same way if you have. Here you can see this. This is available hierarchies. These hierarchies are like on a higher level. You need to see the detail of a field label. That gives you a better understanding of the situation. For that, what you need to do is you need to click on this one and click on available fields always. Clicking on the available fields, it will show you more fields in here. Because by default it will be available. Majors hierarchy, from your hierarchies, it shows on an overall on. But you need the fields. You select these fields and then you will be able to see all this. Now, in this case, these are again driven from what we have selected as a main factor and secondary factor. Yes, correct from there. Here, if you see this now, you can see this. All the information comes in here: project, id, project name, project type. You want to add here. Anything in here you can add in here. For example, I want to add project id, simply click on it. Where you want to add page field, it will go in here. Raw field, it will go in here. Column field will go in here. And if you put in detail field, it would come in here. This is how you edit. For example, I would put detail field. If you see here, it is came in here based on the project. For example, it is not right or something, you want to remove it. Simply click on it and remove it. Remove means it will again available here. It will not go away somewhere, like it will not be deleted. It will again available here. This way, you can select anything, all the fields. Simple Control F feature also work here. If you already know some fields, Control F, put it here on the screen and here. If you want to put like something supplier is there. A lot of supplier options is coming. We need to find out which one is there for us. Maybe active supply, common supply. You remember, like whenever we create, we need to add a common supply, right? I added a common supply. Let's just take our next. Or maybe what I do is I'm gonna put something more in there. Let's just put something more in here. Try to something. Event label summary. Event label summary, bidding start time, company code. Bidding start time, company code. Bidding start time, company code. Maybe like I'll just try to add this project it also. Let's see if it is coming correctly or not. Then you need to put the next in here. And here you have the data gain selection. Now I'm gonna run this report. I'm gonna just run the report. Let's see. Now you can see this. What review it is aggregated? Aggregated, simply coming here, click on drop down and detail here. This is your project name. These are all your project name. Then you have your owner project start date, status, state, common supplier and baseline spend. This way, you can run a report based on your requirements, what you want to see, and what you want to achieve from that. Got it? You can practice on multiple things in here, and based on that, you can provide your like. You can like practice and you can say like this, how you can create, like consider the scenarios and all based on, and also you can see this, these are all filterable. Like, you can like, you can like, you can like. like you can like you can drag and drop. For example, you can like this is started or this is a status should come here first. Simply click on it and drag here this. This will also work in here also. It's quite flexible. You want to put something in a page field. Here you can also drag and drop. Or you can like clicking here, edit and go in the private layout and go in the private layout again. You want to change something, add more fields. You can do that. You can do that. Simply come in here and you can do that. Event type. Let's put event type. Let me add detail field. What is the event type? And what I'm gonna put here is anything is test project, yes or no. I'm gonna put in the page field, it will become a filter. It's test project. I'm gonna click next. I'm gonna done. Now you can see this full project. Event type is full project. This is a rough full project option. Event types are coming in here also. Right? You can filter it from here. Also, like if you want to filter something, you want to only see the full project, a file, auction, anything, you can select that and that only that thing. For example, auction C. This is only one auction. Maybe I'll just select something I like all and I'm gonna put it here as rough. You can see this, only the rough is coming here. The same thing. You can do it from a multiple ways, like either you can directly do in here or you can put the filter here, like this full project event type drag and put it here in the page field. It will again become a filter here now. Event type you can select from here also. This way, event type of full project is this much. Values are file rough and options. These are 0, 0. Same as test project. Yes and no. You can select here and you can select this. No, this much yes is 0. These things are quite customizable. If you add it again, you can see all these things in here. You can see in the pivot layout, you can test, project, and even are in the page field. You want to move somewhere else, you can move it here again. You can save it and you can done this. You can practice on this one. Once you've done it, it will be like you can practice and all. Let me save this report. Another aspect of this report is now, let me save it into the public report folder rather than a person who previously saved in this one. Now I am going to save it in the public report folder. Save as save. Now, if you go into the public report folder, you will be able to see this report manage. Where's the public reports? This is the public reports event report for need. This is how it works. Now there's one more aspect, like this is how it works. One more aspect that you can set up this report to be run in the background. Run in the background is like you might ask, like a question will come. Like this report should run automatically and the data should be fetched automatically and it will be sent to the particular people who want it. Right? That can send also. Yes, you can do it by running backup. You click on this report, any report you option. This is running background. Click on it. These things will come in here like this way. Here the schedule is either none or you can say run as soon as once possible. Run once on this date at this time. Run once each period on 1 week, Sunday, at this time, effective from this day to this day. You can set up these things here. The schedule of this job system will automatically run it. Then if you see this number of days to runs to keep 3 generally, like this is up to you. Like you can set up for like one, but like sometimes the data is more. Reports fetch the data for a longer period of time. In that case, you can set up the time period for which time period they will keep on running. Number of days of runs to keep, basically what a lot run. Yes. For example, if you see that sometimes the data is too long, the reports are keep on running for 2 days, 3 days to fetch the data right. In this case, what will happen is it will only run for 1 day. Whatever the data it can fetch, it will fetch. Otherwise, it will stop. Then you have attached report to notification email. You will be having this recipient users who will be automatically receiving the notification, and the report will be added in that report in that email. By selecting this one, a notification email will go to them and this report will be added in that. Basically, it will be all for them to click and open. Kind of like it. You need to just select here the recipient user who will be receiving it. Simply, you need to select here and these people will be able to receive. Here you can use like ask user and user. You just select here. This user will be receiving this report. Select it and all. You will be putting here like 56, the report 56, the report 56 here. Done in his email. He will be receiving this report as an attachment on everyone on 1 week or whatever that value set. This is how you generally set up the parameters. You can set up the report for external people also. They will also can receive the report. You can put the name here, recipient email address. They will also receive the report in the email. External also, yes, Gmail it. If you put there, it will take. Yes. This way you can set up the report for automatic run. 5 thanks. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.